Okay, I'll attempt to show a little bit better step by step how I make these face masks. There's pins, two cords cut from the bottom of an old t-shirt, just about 1 inch in width. Stretch those pieces and they will naturally roll on the edges. So we have two pieces of fabric right side together. It was ironed. It's been shuffled around. So there's no measuring needed. Sewing by hand, this is super simple. Just fold up your pleats. I go about 1 inch down from the top. Just make a small pleat. Grab a pin. And I'll just hold that down for now. Come to the other side. Make another pleat. And then this is where, let me get that pin in a little better. This is where I like to add the t-shirt cord. So you take your cord, fit it up underneath of here. I like to leave just a little bit laying out on the edge. Make sure the cord is all tucked up inside. Towards the center of the mask, or kind of in between the second or the third pleat is the easiest for me to hand stitch it in. I like to pin along the top edge before I really start the project, just to kind of keep the fabric from walking around too much. So the cords are inside, and then you just pinch your fabric, pull up another pleat. And the easiest way to guide is, without measuring, is one pleat fold meets the bottom of the first fold. And then just continue that for the rest of the way down. It really only needs about 3 pleats. I'll just pin that quickly, just for the video. Come to the other side, do the same thing. You can see where it's just really easy. Your pleat's already in position from the first pin you put in. Hold that end down. And the fabric may walk just a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfect. Stick these here so that way I have them handy. Fold up the last pleat. It's hard trying to do one-handed. Oh, may not work one-handed. Okay, this is harder to do one-handed than I thought. Alright, here's the second plate. I'll hold that down. Come over here and grab the third plate. You can use pins or a pencil or just something light colored to mark your fabric, or if you have marking chalk or something to mark your opening, you just guess. leave about a 3 or 4 inch gap at the top, so you can add in more protective layers or another filter mask or something. So that would be where you leave an opening at the top. It doesn't have to be perfect on side to side from the edges. So then you would start sewing from this point. So over your pleats, make sure you're gathering up all of your edges are staying together. Make sure every few stitches when you're sewing that you're catching both sides of the fabric. Fabric will tend to walk a little bit, and then when I turn the video off, I will repin this and straighten out my edge down here just a little bit, but you get the idea. So that's just a simple way to hand sew it. That way it only needs one seam. Very simple. Your ties are in place. You can even go over the tie area, with a few back stitches around in here just to secure that, because they're going to be tugged on when you're wearing them. And then clip your corners off. Clip all your corners off. Don't go into the stitching, but just clip the corner a little bit. That way it'll lay flatter and nicer when you turn it right side out. And then if you want to leave this pocket open to add more layers when you come back, when you're finished, I'll show another video of that process in a minute. But you're just going to basically be stitching down each side separately. If you don't want to have a pocket, then just sew it like a square all the way around. Well, you're still going to have to leave your opening to flip it out, but then you can just whip that closed when you're done if you don't want to leave the pocket there. So there it is. There's the process. Not very glamorous, but it gets the job done. It works, and it's still really handy. I wear them all the time. Cancer patient, I have to wear masks when I'm around people or out and about. I've been wearing them for over 2 years anyway, so just handy to have. If you have any questions, please ask, and I'll see what I can do to reply.